It is another day, and from Studio A in beautiful One Biloxi Square, this is the Grandpa and Pappy Show.
Undoubtedly another day, and a beautiful day it is.
Well, it is Friday, and Pappy, the big thing about this is that here in Texas, at least, this being Friday, May 1st,
open the doors.
They are opening the doors to some restaurants, some malls, movie theaters, but only at 25% capacity.
Well, how long do you have to stand in line to be a part of that, I'm wondering?
Well, I don't know. I really don't know. It goes back to what we talked about the other day.
Yeah.
You can get sick from 25% capacity as opposed to 100% capacity. So what's the damn deal?
Only takes one person to pass
And that's
germ.
what the subject of our program is today, folks. Are you in favor of Texas fully opening up its economy? We got, Pappy, quite a few comments.
We have, yeah.
And we thank you guys very, very much for taking time to voice your opinion. Let us know what you think, and we'll be sharing those with you because that's what this program is all about. I got a text. I forgot to tell Special K, too. I got a text from a friend who heard the comments on Diamond and Silk.
Yeah.
And he said he got his panties in a wad. It made him mad because he really enjoyed listening to those two. So that's a good one.
Well,
Robert, thank you.
I blasted a text off on their show page, and I've yet to hear anything back.
Yeah.
So they're probably...
Well, they're out on a speaking tour right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I believe they're somewhere in Florida
I'd like
today.
to be a fly on the wall for that.
Boy, wouldn't you though?
Yeah.
Well, again, our program, are you in favor of Texas fully opening up its economy?
Or as Chris Angel would say,
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Are you ready, Nancy?
Yes, I need a bourbon. Yes. Let's get right to it, Pappy, because we got so many comments, and then we'll talk a little bit about these reopenings today in the great state of Texas. Of course, a lot of you folks that are out of Texas, I must apologize because I did not see any of the other states, Pappy, that were doing some openings. I think Georgia...
27 of them.
Yeah, I think Georgia, the one that really sticks in my mind, is going to fully open.
No. There's limit. I mean, they'll come closer to fully opening than we will, or anybody else.
Yeah, and they're getting all kinds of bad feedback from doctors and all these health professionals, and that was the last I saw of them.
The sheeples of the world.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's...
Well, let's get right to the comments. Brandy Green said that she's not going to get out until they say the coast is clear for her to return to work. Well, Brandy, that is your right.
That's right.
That is your right.
Better safe than sorry, I guess, huh?
That's right.
Thanks for sending that in, Brandy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jimmy Parker said on our YouTube comment section that he still thinks this pandemic is an overreaction by the world, and we as Americans should demand that we return to our daily lives and get on with it. Don't discount the fact that the virus is real, but I somewhat agree with you.
Neither one of us have. Neither one of us have in all these programs.
Well, I mean, hell, it's like this. The economy's not going to fix itself.
No.
We have to start taking, even if it's baby steps like they're doing right here in Texas. You know, and everybody's complaining, well, 25% is not going to put any money in their pocket. Well, they'd put 25% more money in their pocket than they're making now. So
yeah, well, that's...
I mean, you got to start somewhere. So.
That is true, too. Sean Rigg said that farmers are dumping hundreds of thousands of gallons of milk, farmers plowing up their crops, and now whole chicken farms burned to the ground. He asked, do we still think about it as a fake-ass virus? That's Sean. If you can't sell it, what do you do with it? He also asked, why didn't we wear masks when tuberculosis killed 1.5 million people in 2019?
Yep.
Why didn't we wear masks when the same amount of people died from it in 2018? even though TB is spread through the air? Good question. You didn't wear masks because the government didn't tell you to do so, and the media didn't tell you to do it either. He says, this is BS. Open the country back up already because you are all being played.
Well, and it's been my conviction. I mean, why wasn't everybody wearing masks last year with the West Nile virus and the flu, the bad strain of flu that was coming on?
Oh, yeah.
You didn't see that.
No, you really didn't.
And I know the majority of everybody's argument is going to be, well, that was the flu. This is the coronavirus.
This is the
It's a
coronavirus.
bacterial virus. It should be handled the same way. In my opinion, I'm talking. It should be handled the same exact way. Common sense.
Well, I've got a lengthy one here that we
Okay.
got in late from Mark Rand down in Houston.
Marcus Polo.
He says, should Texas open up for business now? Pardon me for reading from the phone, everybody. Hell yes, he says. Texas, as well as most of the United States, should have never shut down to begin with. The talking point, now he gets into this now.
Yeah.
We are Texans. We do the effing math. I'm cleaning it up there, folks.
Believe me, it is, yeah.
His supporting documents, which he puts in here, points of interest of the 27,054 cases of COVID-19 in Texas, only 732 have died. Of the 44,769 cases of influenza in Texas, or flu, same period, a whopping 2,650 have died in the state of Texas. 1,800 people died of traffic accidents in Texas during the same period.
Yeah.
If it weren't for New York City, the United States would rank number 11 in the world in COVID-19 deaths. Let's see. Let me skip down
He's
here.
saying basically what we need to do is get rid of New York. I don't have a problem with that.
He comes on here and says because it is all a big overthrow of a legitimate government. Facts. He's putting the facts on here.
The man does his research. Trust
Yes,
me,
he does.
everybody.
The liberals want Trump out. The Chinese want Trump out. The deep state or bureaucracy wants Trump out. The world order, George Soros, wants Trump out. They can't get Trump out with a strong economy like we once had. They have slandered, bullied, and impeached him over and over again, but to no avail.
Yep.
And he goes on and on and on here, but we won't read the rest of it. Mark, thank you. Those are some nice talking points
Thank you very much.
and good information as far as the statistics and numbers go,
And
too.
you can trust Mark's numbers. He's
Oh, yeah, he does.
a pretty sharp cookie.
He is that.
Patricia Alexander said on Twitter, we've been fed a great lie, and it's time for us to return to our normal lives. What difference does it make if a restaurant is open to capacity as opposed to 25%?
My question, exactly.
Exactly. If someone is carrying the virus, won't you stand a good chance to catch it or not?
That
Well, it
just,
depends on how close you are to them, I guess.
have you been listening to our show real close, Patricia? Because that's pretty well what we've been saying.
Pretty much spot on, and you're
Last few-
right. I mean, it only takes one person for you to contact with one person or one case to come down with it.
Alex Carter from New Mexico said that the whole idea behind closing everything down was to get Americans used to being confined in their homes, hiding behind their curtains. He wants our government officials to to grow some balls and open our society up again. He said that some people may die from the virus, but people die every day from lots of things, including sickness. We need to open up the economy again and get our food supply chain cranked up again.
I agree.
Very good point.
I agree.
Very good point. We've been keeping up with the farmers and ranchers and the plight that they're under right now. They are really straining. Now, folks, I'm going to tell you something kind of off the cuff here. If the United States and you do not start helping the farmers and ranchers,
Oh, Lord.
what's going to be on the shelves is going to be very expensive meat
And imported.
and imported. You're exactly right.
Eating some yak rump roast from far, far
So
away.
we want it grown here in the United States where the
right.
meat is meat.
That's right.
You know, we don't want it chock full of
God.
stuff, you know.
That's right.
But
Well, we some
golly,
locally grown pigs and cows.
that's right.
Geneva Howard said the purpose of shutdown was not to overwhelm our medical system. I believe that wholeheartedly, too. We're nowhere near capacity and not expected to be. How many hospitalizations have we had in Tarrant County? How many deaths? Well, over 2 million population, so I'll take my chances. But those who choose to stay home, that is good, no problem. Just like those that choose to go out is their choice. After all, we still live in a free country. Well said, Geneva.
Yeah,
Appreciate
yeah,
you sending
Geneva,
that in.
thank you very much. That's very well thought out and very well written.
Yep.
I appreciate that. Catherine Kahn says, here's the great thing. As a state with 30 million people, we've had such a small percentage of deaths. Amen to that.
Yep.
It is time for retail to start reopening as long as the vulnerable stay safe. If you're healthy, feel free to go back to work if the environment is safe. If you're worried, you have the right to stay home for a while longer until you see how it goes for the others. We have a great state who overall has done an incredible job taking care of its population. We all pray there won't be a major spike in cases, but I don't think it will be overwhelming.
Yeah, that's good points. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, it's just like...
Boy, our viewers, I mean, they come up with some very astute observations and
we don't
opinions.
broadcast to a group of dummies.
No, we don't. You guys are
People know
great.
what the hell they're talking about. You know, and the first thing that comes to mind, prime example, the divine Miss H, my better half.
Yeah, yeah.
She elects to stay home. She said, I'm going to sit back and see what the hell is going on with all this before I get out and about. You know, I mean, the only time she'll get out is have to.
Yeah.
I mean, she's taking up walking around the area we live in, you know, for health reasons. Mm-hmm. And she'll go to the store and she'll come home. Yeah. That's it. I can't do that.
Pappy go stir crazy.
It's making me nuts.
Pappy go stir
But yeah,
crazy.
that's great points, Catherine. Yeah, and we appreciate you sending that in.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Thank you.
Joyce Clifton said, you go ahead and stay home. That will give us a chance to go support our local businesses, go to church, and enjoy seeing our friends.
Now, there are some churches that are going to be opening up, but only to 25% capacity. I know the Fort Worth Diocese that I read this morning is going to be having its regular Mass again, but the Dallas Diocese said, no, we're going to wait a little longer until we find out.
And a lot of it will
little
be
bit.
televised, isn't it?
Well, yeah, like our church at the First United Methodist Church of Saginaw, they're still doing theirs every Sunday, broadcasting it live so we can watch it.
Yeah.
So
That's good.
Joyce Clifton said, you go ahead and stay home. That will give us a chance to go support our local businesses. Well, you just read that. Go to church and enjoy seeing our friends.
Oh, I was having a flashback for a second.
Oh, yeah.
What did Diane Capasso say?
Well,
She said,
She said she won't feel comfortable until the hospitals start allowing visitors in. She's going to wait for a while.
I don't blame her. I don't blame her. Judy Burroughs Harris says opening restaurants at only 24% capacity is only going to take a financial toll on them. Yeah. It is not worth opening for inside dining, so you may as well continue with takeout only until they're allowed to seat guests at capacity. Well, I'm inclined to disagree, just like we were talking earlier in the show. You got to start somewhere.
Yeah, you got to start somewhere. Now,
25% is a hell of a lot more profit than this much percent. So,
but will that 25% capacity pay for employees, cooks, and stuff like that?
well, I mean, I'm sure they'll have a skeleton crew just like at the field office. I mean, there's only
And
4 or 5
speaking
people
of the
working.
field office, if I understood correctly, correct me over there, Special K, if I misquote this, they will start on Monday serving in Applebee's again.
25%.
25% only. And you cannot go up to the bar, which unfortunately We can't go.
Yeah, none of the bars are going to have bar top service
Yeah.
in Chili's or Applebee's.
That sucks.
I also saw something too that was quite interesting. Somebody is trying to put Governor Abbott together to let restaurants keep doing to-go orders for food and alcohol to continue.
That don't make sense. I mean, mid-month, prime example, Applebee's will be able to open up at 50% capacity is what's on the books.
Yeah.
Whether it happens or not, I don't know.
Yeah.
By God, I'll have to make my way in and
You know, I may have to get out in the car today and drive around a little bit and see some of the restaurants that we'd like to go to if there are indeed people in the parking lot.
I don't know.
That could be interesting, couldn't you?
I'd have
Don't
to
you
stand
think?
in line just to look at that. I mean, that gives people a reason to get out of the house and gives them something to see. But, moving right along.
Moving right along, my.
Cassie Terry, there's a name that's sweet and dear to my heart. My beautiful little daughter-in-law and mother of my gorgeous grandbaby, and wife to my not-hated son. Claims that she's all for opening up slowly. Let's dip her toes in the water before cannonballing in. It would be all for nothing if things open up and it's business as usual too soon, especially the hot spots, as in New York. No matter what, though, there will be another wave. We're all sheltered in our homes with little to no exposure to everyday germs. It's going to be the first month. It'll be like the first month of going back to school after the summer break. You know, I mean, and your kids come home with snotty nose and hacks and coughs. I mean, that's a good point. That's a good way to look at it.
It's a great point.
So there'll be a wave of people getting sick when social distancing is not a requirement anymore. Says that people, and I agree wholeheartedly with this, Cass, people need to focus on boosting their immune systems to protect themselves from sickness and disease. That's the common sense part that I've been on a soapbox about.
Yeah, you've been preaching it,
Yeah.
you know, for the last few programs too. I mean, folks, I mean, here again, we're not trying to downplay the seriousness of COVID-19. We're not.
Yeah.
However, what we are opposed to, or at least speaking for myself,
Correct.
is I think we've gone overboard on shutting everybody in because, on the video you and I watch, which has now been taken down by YouTube
And Facebook.
and Facebook, yeah.
Go figure.
The two doctors from Bakersfield, California that we were telling you about on a prior show, talking about them contacting a lot of doctors all over the United States, and 100% of them said this is no worse than the flu.
This was at a conference that, some 2,000 physicians and doctors had attended, and they had 100% agreement from each and every one of these people that they felt that they were right.
Yeah.
You know, i.e., you wear a mask, you protect yourself. That's the only person you're protecting yourself from. But in the event you're sick and need to go out, wear a mask. You know, you're
If that makes you
yeah.
feel comfortable.
If that blows your
you know.
skirt up, by all means. I mean, if I'm sick and I'm worried about somebody's going to catch a bug from me, I don't go out, period.
Yeah.
I mean, that's common sense.
Yeah.
You know, and you're wiping everything down in the house, taking all the bacteria and germs away. Well, that's antibodies that your immune system is craving. That's what builds your strength up to fight viruses and bacterial stuff off, you know. So,
Well, it's
damn if you do, damn if you don't, I guess. Huh?
yeah, and you know the theories that are floating around out there, conspiracy
Right.
theories. Now, a lot of folks are blaming President Trump. How? Why? Why do you blame President Trump? He's just trying to fight this thing and keep all of Americans alive. When really the only one that we can really point our finger and blame is China.
Yeah.
This is where I don't know. You and I heard some differing opinions that actually the coronavirus was developed in a lab here in the United States and shared with
smuggled.
China.
Yeah. Yeah, in fact, the U.S. Attorney General's office got somebody by his short and curlies looking at him over
Hmm. Yeah, I believe he was a Harvard professor
there. I can't remember the details.
and a
He was an American.
Chinese exchange student that was studying at University of
In a
Chicago.
matter of $500,000 cash that he doesn't seem to remember how to account for it.
How he got it.
He must have found it.
Hey, anybody wants to deposit $500,000 in our account?
I bet you I
Please
could-
feel free to
bet
do
I
that,
could
would
make
you?
up a hell of a story about where it come from.
Hey, before I go on, I want to say hello to everybody in Emory and Rains County, Texas. Thanks for the subscriptions, Alice. Appreciate that. Spread the word down there to all my family and friends.
That's right.
People I graduated with, good folks down there. Really love them.
East Texas people, you can't go wrong.
No,
like-
same way West Texas.
Kind of like Flatlanders. You know
Absolutely.
where you stand with them.
You know, people have just gotten so many comments sent to us, and we do appreciate that so much, folks. And we cannot ask you enough to go onto our webpage, which is www.grandpainpappy.com.
Letter N, by the way.
And you can go on and see our latest show that we're doing right now. Plus, we need you to go hit that little red button.
Oh, big red button.
It says subscribe.
Yeah.
And it's very quick, very simple. Our illustrious Special K developed our web page and made it very user-friendly.
I can even use it.
Sometimes you can go on these websites and it's confusing as heck. But she made it very simple. You just
I'll look at most of them kind of with the same look as a billy goat has when he looks at a pocket watch. You know? It's like, what the hell? But it's very user-friendly. Push the big red button, like my compadre just said. Subscribe.
Funny.
Tell a friend about it. Give us a thumbs up, thumbs down. Hell, I don't care which one. I mean, you follow your heart.
Yeah, just push the red button. It asks you to put in a password for you that you'll know,
Right.
and you're done. You're done. You can access any of our programs, watch them all,
Yeah.
talk to us about it,
Yeah.
let us know how you feel.
Yeah.
You can also do that on Twitter and Instagram and LinkedIn.
And it doesn't cost a red dime.
Amazing.
No, that's a red penny. A red cent.
Red cent,
Or
yeah.
a shiny dime.
A shiny
Don't
dime.
be picking up the red dimes. You might wind up with a cornholio virus. It would not be good.
You know, we're going to be talking about on our next program. Are you listening here, Peppy? Taking America back.
Yeah.
Taking back America.
How are we going to do that?
Well, that's up for our listeners and
Just have
viewers
to wait and see.
to comment on.
Yeah.
I'm sure that a lot of people are going to be saying in this quarantine, get us back to the freedoms that we once enjoyed. It could be something the effect of let's just get all those politicians out of Washington and send a whole new group up.
Well, in all fairness, it started a hell of a lot longer ago than the virus did. So
That's
is-
exactly right.
This is something as we as Americans have allowed to happen.
That's true.
How are we going to reverse it?
That is very true. But send us your comments, everyone, to grandpa and pappy at gmail.com.
That's right.
Let me give it to you again. Grandpa and pappy at gmail.com. Most of our comments are coming in on that. Also from YouTube and Twitter.
Well, we're LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube,
Instagram. Yeah.
Instagram. Yeah.
So we want to know what's on your mind because that's what this program continues to talk about day in and day out. Let's get to right
could
quickly.
Not do it. Absolutely could not do this without your comments, your opinions, and suggestions. So
Let's get to our viewer comments that we have received on former shows right quickly before we sign off here.
all righty,
Go for it.
Our buddy Lana Lackey, up in Lubbock, says she really enjoyed the show on what being American means to you, and that we should broach the subject again.
And if you don't know which one she's talking about, just go on our YouTube channel and watch it. It was a very good one.
Very touching show.
It really was. Yeah. Mike Blackman commented on our show, saluting our law enforcement officers by saying that he thinks we went a little overboard on patting them on the back. He says not all of the officers are strict, by the book guys. And those are the ones who the police department have to get out and give them a bad name.
That's a good point, Mike. But, one bad apple, you know the story, doesn't spoil the whole basket,
Make a great song, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I think we ought to call the Osmonds. What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we can't tell Michael Jackson anymore. No. But, yeah, that's a good point, Mike. But what quality of life would we be living in the so-called free world if we didn't have law enforcement?
That's exactly correct.
Be pandemic in the streets all over again. Bobby Hearn, our buddy, said, y'all have a good show, so keep up the good work.
Frank Edgar of Irving said on YouTube that our last show was great. Thank you, Frank. Appreciate that.
Appreciate that. Fortney also said on YouTube that he loved the show on employment after COVID-19.
That was a pretty good show, actually.
It was.
It really was. Andrew Gaston of Longview, Texas.
Longview.
That's your old stomping ground. Said after hearing us talk about Diamond and Silk, he went to their Facebook page and became a member. Cool. He agrees that it is our right to have freedom of speech. Besides, he said, they only talked about what a lot of people are saying already.
Absolutely. Good
That's
point.
a good
Very
point.
good point, Andrew. Give all my buddies a what's up for me back there in Longview. Alice R. said on Twitter that Americans had better wake up before our country is turned into a socialist country right before our very eyes.
I couldn't agree with her more.
That's right. We've been getting a little taste of socialism.
Yeah. And if you like being told what to do, when to do it, and how to do it, then you should feel right at home. But if you're a freedom-loving American like we are, those are fighting words.
Yeah, I mean, if you think you can live under those circumstances, vote libtard.
Boy, and I'll tell you, you'll rile up some veterans, too. Them veterans will take up arms again.
That's right.
But anyway, been a fun show, Pappy. We have had so much fun putting these on. This is actually show number 21 today since we started.
Wow.
Yeah, it just seemed like yesterday we did our first one. We had all kinds of technical problems, and
where does the time go?
Yeah, and then Special K dug her heels in and got a lot of the technical problems figured out and taken care of. And we appreciate her so much. We really do.
Yeah, we do.
But any advice that you have?
Makes us look good.
Any advice that you have to our viewers about battling this stuff and going out today?
Buy low, sell high, I guess. I mean, you need to follow your heart, and by all means, use common sense. I mean, if you're sick, stay home. If you're sick and you absolutely have to get out, strap a mask on your face so you don't share that sickness with anybody else. But it's common sense.
And know the difference between being actually sick and suffering from allergies like I am. Man, I can go out there and write my name on my car.
Oh, Lord.
It's so bad, and it just will not let up because I'm allergic to that stuff.
I'm hacking up skint squirrels every morning of my life. Jesus Christ, man. It's about to drive me crazy.
Crazy.
About to drive me crazy.
I want to say a special thank you to Special K for all she does every single broadcast that we have. Thank you so much, honey.
Mention to your Facebook group to go to YouTube and subscribe.
We have.
Yes.
Out of your Facebook.
Now, if you are on our Facebook page, Grandpa on Facebook, Grandpa and Pappy, on our Facebook page, we're well over 1,000 members now. We want to encourage you guys to go subscribe to our YouTube channel, because once we hit that major 1,000 mark of subscribers, that opens up a lot of things for our show.
Yeah.
And we can continue to bring it to you guys 2 or 3 times a week. So
And real briefly, I need to explain something. I didn't want this to come out because it might tarnish my shiny reputation, but I'm in Facebook jail. That's what happens. That's what happens when you have a big mouth and speak your opinion on Facebook. If you're not leaning their way, they'll usually, it's not my first rodeo. I mean, I get tattoos every time I go to Facebook jail, so that's how many times I've been casted in. But anyway, that'll last somewhat for a while, I would imagine. So all of you members that I've invited, if your name does not show up on our friends list of the show, that's why, because they have kind of
put the lid on the barrel, so to
right.
speak.
And I'm just waiting for them to flush it and move on. So don't think I'm ignoring you, please. And my sincere apologies for speaking my opinion. Said nobody named Pappy ever, but that's what's going on with that.
That's the way it is.
Because I've got probably, just on my part, now Jack's little angel man here, they allow his to come in, but on my part, I've got probably 500 plus waiting.
You're killing me, boy. You're killing me.
Send those donation cards and letters to Pappy in Facebook jail if you would. So that's the explanation. I mean, I apologize for the delay, but I don't apologize for the reason that I'm in trouble with Mr. What's his name? Zuckerberg with an F?
Zuckerberg.
With an F,
Yeah.
So
anyway, go on, and if you're a member of our Facebook page, please go on and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We would surely
please
appreciate
do. We
it.
could
Been
do
a lot of
better.
fun.
Yeah, it has.
Been a lot of fun today. Thank you so much for all your comments. It's always fun for us to read them.
And by all means, don't forget to send us your comments and any of the platforms that we've aforementioned about our Taking Back America show. That would be interesting.
Yeah, we want to know what you think.
I've been looking for a way to do that.
How do you think we need to take America back?
That's right.
Once more, right quickly before we leave, I want to give you the addresses again. If you want to send your comments to our email, it's grandpaandpappy@gmail.com, or go on to our webpage.
Direct web, which will take you straight to YouTube.
That's exactly right. That's grandpa, the letter N, pappy.com. So, Pappy, we'll take a break for the weekend, be back on Monday with a loaded brain, hopefully a lot of comments, and you have a good one.
Well,
Hope
you
you
do the same,
can
bud.
go out and get something to eat at that 25% capacity restaurant.
Well, if y'all would so graciously go stand in line and call us when you get to the table, we'll do just that.
Oh, there you go.
We can wave from afar.
Folks, stay safe. We love you. God
We
bless
do.
you. And we'll see you next
You
time.
guys rock. Have a
Bye-bye.
good weekend. Later.